to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime is Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. And today we're going to talk about Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 11 for you, right?
For me,
12?
right?
No, it's 11.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because mine says 10. So
Okay, well then, bitch, I put the wrong
Oh, wait.
episode.
Oh, but now if it's 2 after Suns, it is probably 12. This is really going to be a problem for
Yeah,
me.
because I think After Sun was, yeah.
You're right. Let's just go off of you read your app. Mine is messed up. I know there's a few people in the comments who are watching it on Crave like me, and they have the same problem. So
Yeah.
if you're watching it on Crave, it's 10, but listen to Ricky.
Whatever episode it was crazy. Like the craziest episode. My jaw was on the ground. I was so anxious watching the whole entire thing. Like, this is prime time.
Yes.
Like, this is such
literally. I know. I was so anxious to watch it that I just went right to the end to see what happened, and then I went back and started because I was like, I can't wait a whole episode to find out about this recoupling. So I had to see that first and then go back. I know, we're the same. I'm like, I can't sit through this freaking wood chopping whatever game and not know what is going to happen with Huda's crash out. So I went and saw that first. But we will recap it from the beginning if you didn't do that like us.
Wait. Okay, I just can't wait to talk about it. Okay, so the episode started with Hannah coming back from her speakeasy makeout session with Pepe. And there's some tea on Pepe, right? An ex-girlfriend came forward, allegedly.
She called it an ex situationship. So a lot of the comments are like, oh boy, like everyone trying to get their 5 minutes of fame talking about, like I said last time, they delivered mail or something. So yeah, she never called him like an ex. She just said situationship. So
yeah. And
but basically
was alleging that he sucks, that he's a liar.
Yeah.
Like he lied about. Like, again, it's like some of these videos, I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, all I gathered from it was that he's a liar. He lied to her about some like minimal stuff, like that he had this tattoo. Like, he came up with a whole story about how he got a tattoo at 15 and his mom put him out because of it. Whole time he never had a tattoo, which is like very weird to lie about. And then she said that he tried to get in front of. She brought it up again and he tried to get in front of it like, oh, any pictures that you see on my Instagram that don't have the tattoo, it's because my mom at 23 years old made me edit out the tattoo. And then she was like, okay, well, like, your friends and all your tagged photos, like, they also made you edit out the tattoo. So that's all I picked up from the story is like, pathological liar. Like, why would you lie about something that's really irrelevant, but that's meant for you?
Yes. I know. I saw people in the comments asking, like, does he really own like a basketball camp or whatever? And she did say yes, he does. So, but like we learned on Love is Blind, that means broke, right? Or
So I know he's been spewing, and they've shown it a few times of him saying like, oh, I own a basketball training camp or yada yada yada. And I thought I had heard the ex say that he just works at a gym, like he's just a trainer.
Oh, really?
Gym. But don't quote me.
Okay, I thought I saw her reply to someone and said,
oh, I didn't read it in the comments, but I thought.
Oh, see, I was all reading the replies and
worked at a gym, like he was a personal trainer at a gym. But to me, it did seem like that it was like this weird dynamic of like overly trying to say I'm retired and I own this basketball camp, alluding to the fact that you're very successful. That's how I took it. How he came off in the episode. Anyway, I digress. We see Hannah coming out of her speakeasy makeout / hump session with Pepe, and Nick says, you have makeup on your face.
Yeah.
And Austin runs to tell.
He could not get over there fast enough.
Right.
Do you think Nick was being messy on purpose, or he really just didn't think it was a big deal?
I think that Pepe didn't have makeup on his face. I think he was joking to see if they made out, and that was their way of telling on themselves. So I think Nick was just being playful and funny. I think Hannah said she was going to tell Charlie anyway, and we do see her tell him, and he took it really well. He's like, you're grown, you can do what you want. I think what thoroughly confused me is that when then Charlie went to go have a conversation with Iris, Hannah's talking about she's going to crash out, and I'm like,
Yeah, that was
Girl, what?
very odd because I mean, it wasn't a simple, like, let's see how this is kiss. Like, her and Pepe were going at it in the speakeasy, like, grinding, and it seemed like she really liked him. Like, that was going to be her new connection. And then as soon as, like, Charlie played this so well, and that's what Huda should be doing, you know? Like, you act like it doesn't bother you and be like, okay, we're exploring, I'm gonna go explore, and not try to, like control the other person. You know, he could have gotten upset with Hannah and said, like, why are you kissing? But that's not what they're there for. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna do it too. And then of course she got extremely jealous just because he pulled someone for a chat, which the double standard was a little wild.
It's wild. I literally couldn't believe it. I was like, I think I wrote in my notes, Hannah being mad, Irish chatting with Charlie. Girl, you just
Yeah.
kissed Pepe. Girl, shut up. Don't be the next.
It
That's
was
literally what I have written
it
down.
was yeah, it was odd, but also I guess sometimes you don't know. Like it does happen in the real world too, where you don't know if you like someone until you think you might lose them. And I think she realized how, even if he was just playing it off, that like he was just going to move on. And so I think that made her sort of second guess. But then we see her kissing Pepe again, so it doesn't really add up to me.
I just like, okay, like, first of all, Hannah, I think Hannah's a hoochie. Sorry, Hannah's a hoochie. They're calling her Hannah Montana. I think she's a
Hannah
little,
Montana.
I think she's a little fast. It's okay, whatever. But
Hmm.
it's just like I don't know. It's like, right, as the viewer, like, we all thought like she's super into Pepe. We haven't
Yeah.
really seen much of her and Charlie. Her and Charlie seem really boring. And
Yeah.
so now we see Pepe come in and she's got this spark or this zest for life, if you will. And so
Hmm.
we're thinking like, oh, she's super into Charlie. So I mean, she's super into Pepe. So it seemed like a better connection for her because we're seeing something that she didn't have with Charlie. So that's what we've been seeing the last, what, one or two episodes. So of course, when the
Yeah.
vote comes up, I myself voted for her to couple with Pepe because it seems like that's what she wanted. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you could have picked Amaya to go with Pepe. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, she seemed immediately into Pepe. Like I said, that was the first time I felt like we saw real, like, sexual chemistry between two people. Everyone's giving friend vibes, and besides Huda and Jeremiah, I thought Pepe and Hannah were like immediately yes. So to see as soon as Charlie pulled back and she changed her mind, I don't think anyone expected that. So yeah, the vote. Sorry, Charlie, but the vote didn't go well.
well, technically,
But we'll
it's
get there.
not our fault. It's not our
No,
fault that
it's
Charlie went
Hannah's
home.
fault.
It's Hannah's fault that Charlie went home, and it's also Amaya's fault because,
Oh my gosh,
again, we
yes.
will get there. But what did you think of Charlie then trying to go to Amaya and say, "Let's explore a connection"?
Yeah, it's hard. Like that gave a little bit of I just want to be here and I don't want to go home vibes. I'm trying to secure a spot because I didn't see anything between them. But then I'm also like, this is why we're getting on Huda, like, because you're supposed to be exploring. So I mean, he was doing what they're supposed to do there, and maybe he did feel something for Amaya that we didn't see. But I mean, most of the guys in the villa are terrified of Amaya. So I almost felt like he was like, this is my only option. So
Yeah, I think he
that's what
thought
it
the
was
girls
giving.
were gonna get to pick. I think he thought the
Yeah.
girls were gonna get to pick this time, and he thought, okay, well, if Hannah's gonna
Yeah.
pick Pepe, I need a backup.
Yeah.
And you see that went to shit. But yeah, I don't know. It just seemed to me like he was grasping at straws. It was a little desperado, but also very strange of Amaya, who doesn't have a connection, to be like, this is my best friend. This is Love Island. It's not Friendship Island. You've known this girl for 2 days max. Like,
Yeah.
you just met her in Fiji. So it's like, I mean, again, I think that if Maya had a genuine interest there, technically, Hannah's over there lip locking with Pepe, and you
Yeah.
have a crush on him. So are you not going to explore a connection with Pepe either now that he's partnered with Hannah? Like that, I don't know. That's Amaya's only shot. Otherwise, she's going home very soon because there's nobody there for her.
Yeah, like they cannot really be having this like sisterhood mindset on this show because yeah, then Hannah has Pepe and Charlie. So what's Amaya supposed to do? Like same thing with apparently Baldasha, like Taylor, but she wouldn't go for him because of Olandria, who doesn't really like Taylor. So I understand they're trying to be good friends and they don't want to get called out by the audience, but none of these people have known each other more than a week. So you kind of have to do what you got to do.
Right.
and not like Amaya was a bombshell, right? So she shouldn't be thinking like I don't want to step on toes. That's what she's there for. So,
Right.
but yeah, maybe she just wasn't that into Charlie, and it was a good excuse. That's kind of what I got too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, there goes that. But can we
Yeah.
please get into Huda? My God, telling Jeremiah in the beginning of the episode, like, what they were talking about Pancake Gate, like, and then
hmm
I feel like she didn't even let him finish his thought and was like, it's not about the pancake, like, because he was trying to say, like, we had a rough morning. I don't think it ever should have gotten to that point. And then she was like, it's not about the pancake. Like, she didn't let him speak.
Yeah.
And she started speaking over him. And then to me, I thought she was going to hone in on the fact that Jeremiah called Ira, said, he was like, oh, I let her know that you're my girl. So I thought
Yeah.
she was about to, like, when she made that face, like I thought she was going to say, you said what? Like, she was like, you said I'm your girl? Cause that would,
hmm
and I don't know. And something happened in that conversation where it sounded like him and Huda we all know that they're closed off, not
hmm
officially, but officially. And it sounded like in that conversation that he did say something along the lines of being closed off. And then, but anyway, we see Huda bitch him out for, you told her that we're having problems. Like, you don't tell nobody
Yeah.
we're having problems. Like, again, mothering him, again,
hmm
talking down on him, again, just being completely annoying.
Well, she referred to Iris as a bitch again,
Again,
like that
I don't know that
that
bitch.
bitch.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, but then we see her go to these girls' faces after talking about them like that and being so nice, and it's like so two-faced. So
Yeah, and I think like the way that she would try to explain it is like, because bitch can mean like 50 different things, right? It's
yeah,
just the tone in which you say it. Because I'd be like, hey, bitch, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
friendly.
If you're happy saying it,
Yeah,
it's
like
fine.
you're like this bitch, like, you know what I mean? So I don't think
Yeah,
anybody would appreciate that. I didn't appreciate that. She's getting real comfy with the B word, but I also think like nobody in that villa is calling her out. Like everybody is just kind
no.
of the Ace is the only one. Ace is the only one clocking her tea. Like everyone, like
hmm
no, everybody else is letting her throw this B word out there. So she's comfortable. She's skating. She's
Yeah.
just like, oh, and I think
hmm
another part of that conversation, in that same conversation, she calls Jeremiah toxic. Like,
Yeah. Well, he was being a little toxic. I feel a little annoyed with the editors because I feel like they've been not showing us some of Jeremiah's responses to Huda's behavior because in this conversation we see him sort of egg it on and be like, "Oh, I can't remember what he said. Like, oh, you're cute," like getting
yeah,
so jealous and possessive. If he's been in her ear this whole time saying he likes that, and we've seen him seem possessive as well at times earlier on. So I feel like there's some parts of Jeremiah we're not seeing that
yeah,
is like what we've been seeing is him basically having no reaction and her just like going at him all the time. But I do think he is encouraging her a bit by being like, "Oh, that's so cute, like my
yeah.
little crazy stalker, psycho, whatever." So of course she's like, "Oh, he likes this, so I'm gonna keep being that way." And
Yeah,
I feel
well,
like,
I think she's already like that, so she's thinking,
mhm,
"Oh, like, I can, like, keep doing it and, like, it doesn't bother him," because I think, yeah,
yeah,
you're right, he told her it was cute when
yeah,
she said, "Oh, you could do what you want, but just know that I'm watching you." Because she was like, "How
mhm,
was your little chat with, oh, girl?" And then he's like, "Oh, you're so
mhm.
cute," and then he called her scary, and she's like, "Oh, I'm scary, you could go." Like,
Yeah, I thought that was very sneaky of the editors to not show us that until after the vote, where it was like we were like, poor Jeremiah, we got to save him. And now I'm like, oh, I think he is a bit toxic. I think she's right, but she's still toxic too, and she's
she's
still
very
a
toxic,
problem. But
very
I think
toxic.
their dynamic is toxic, so it's not necessarily 100% on her, but I mean, we did see her ex say something like hide the utensils, the kitchen knives, right? So I do think this is a pattern of her behavior. This is not new to Love Island. She is that, crazy girlfriend that they always talk about, but she is acting that way. So it's hard
Controlling,
to.
possessive,
Mhm.
wanting your location. She's not going to let you do anything. Like even this challenge, the way she was peeking through the bushes to see what he was is it's just too much, and it's honestly wild to me because it's like she's participating in the challenges and she's doing her thing. So before we get to the game, she finally admitted in this episode that they did the hippity dippity, the
They did.
horizontal mambo. That they got busy, which I think we've all been basically assuming because we've been seeing
hmm
the blankets moving at night. but she admitted that she done gave up that wuss. So what you think of
Yeah.
that?
I think probably surprised to nobody. And she did say, like, she won't say when it happened. If it did happen like a few days ago, I think it makes more sense as to why Jeremiah's dealing with all of this craziness because there's, obviously good things happening between them at nighttime. So it might make the day more easy to get
Not no
through,
more.
I
Not
guess.
no more. No,
No.
just
Yeah, no more bedtime for them. I bet they'll be in soul ties, but we'll get to that. So
Yeah. So, and then also, did you catch her accidentally saying that she loved him yet again? That's the second time
again,
she's done that. Oh, I love you. Oh, not I love you. I'm just kidding. But it's like, no, you're not kidding. You told this man you love him on the first day. Now here you are again, like just waiting to kind of see if he says it back. And it's scary. It's
yeah.
scary. Like it's so scary how crazy she is. Like I don't for lack
Yeah.
of better words, I don't know how else to say it. Like
I know. And like I said, I hate that she's putting us in this position because I would love to defend her if there was anything to defend. But it's like, if you're at the point where, and we will get to this, but where everyone in the house was like kind of on the side of America, even the people living there and seeing it were like, yeah, it's a problem. It's not just editing fully. Like I do think they're editing some of Jeremiah's behavior, but she is who she is. She's being how she is. So of course people are gonna not take well to that because it's hard to see. If a man was on there saying some of the stuff she's saying, we would be going so hard at him. Like
yeah.
if a man was on there calling all the other men bitches and saying like, when we get out of here, I need your location, like we would be calling the police on this man.
Yeah,
So
I do think Huda is getting it. She's getting it
yeah.
bad. I don't think I've seen one person on the internet defending her. I know I did see one guy, his video went pretty viral. He was like, this is all Middle Eastern women. Like, this is just, he was like, I've dated Middle Eastern women and I have sisters that are Middle Eastern. He was like, this is just how they act. He was like, they're delusional. And he was like, I see nothing wrong with it. Now, I did see a lot of people in the comments saying, hey, don't put this on us. Like, she's
Yeah.
making us all look bad. But I think it was satire. But he was like, I see nothing wrong with her behavior. Like this is how they all are. Like they're delusional. They fall in love quick. Like it is what it
Mm-hmm.
is. Like But I did see some people in the women like, don't put that on us. Like we don't
Yeah.
join her. Like we don't all act like that. So
Well, that's the one thing that Jeremiah can't claim is that he was bamboozled in any way because she is giving it her all. She's letting it all hang out. This is who I am. And she,
yeah,
he can't pretend like she's been hiding anything because
yeah.
she is
She's
being herself.
she's done shouting her ass plenty of times.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're accepting it at this point. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, let's get into the game.
The
First
game.
of all, the first thing I noticed with the game is Nick having to kiss, and he had a very obvious something on his lip.
Oh, okay. I saw a comment. I'm blind and I can't see the screen very well, so I don't see little details
No
like that.
problem.
But
It was bad. It was like it was like
like a cold sore because I feel
a
like
full
that's
on something. Cold
because
sore, blister, like
I don't know how the girls would feel about kissing someone with a cold sore.
well, Olandria kissed Nick in the episode last night with
Yeah.
that cold sore on his lip.
Well, now I'm thinking about how he gave Beldasha a little bruise, right? And so maybe he's just kissing too hard and injuring himself and others
Not
because
injuring myself and others. I'm trying to find a
oh,
photo
a
of
picture.
it so you can
Okay.
see it. Like it's I just wouldn't kiss him with that. And he
No, I mean that's health and
definitely
safety, right? Like you
like
can't be
went
spreading cold sores around there like wildfire.
yeah, you I mean you can kind of see it here right here. It kind of just looks like a but it looks contagious. And he did kiss, I think Olandria is the only one he kissed in the challenge. Olandria got kissed a bunch of times in the
Yeah,
challenge last night.
she
I'm
was
like,
busy.
were people picking her beaver on purpose or I thought it was like a random beaver
I
pull.
think it was random, right?
I'm still I still feel a vibe between Olandria and Nick. Like in the
Yeah,
confessionals, he's saying how beautiful she is, and he's gonna take every opportunity he can to kiss her. I'm like, just make a move already. Now
yeah.
I feel like the friendship between Olandria and Sierra. Are they that close? Are they that close? Because I
No.
want to see Nick and Olandria.
Yeah, I think like they've had a little thing since the start, so I think they should explore that more, but I don't know if it's too late for them. But
Yeah.
yeah, she was popular in the game. I was surprised. Who was Taylor in Shaking It? That was Sierra, right? When Taylor went in the little cabin.
Yes.
Yeah, like I think they were the only two that didn't kiss, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of like, what is Taylor doing on this show? Like, we've thought before we saw that he was going back to a girlfriend after. We
Mhm.
haven't seen him like kiss anyone basically unless he has to for the challenge. It's
Mhm.
not giving that he's exploring or there for the right reasons. Because,
Yeah.
well, yeah, why wouldn't he give Sierra a little smooch? Maybe that was her choice, I guess.
It's
But
giving, yeah, it's definitely giving like you're trying to do the bare minimum, like to not piss off
Mhm.
your potential partner back home. Now, he probably doesn't know that his alleged potential partner blasted him on the internet, so I'm pretty sure maybe he didn't want to come back to her knowing that, but we
Yeah.
take into consideration that he has no idea what's going on. He has no idea if that text message was from him, like he has no idea
Hmm.
that she done told the whole world that you told
His
her to come
business.
back to her, but you're acting like a person that is going back to somebody when this is all over. Like, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So
Like we've seen him put in like the bare minimum. He's got Olandria as his partner and he's barely touched her and they have no chemistry whatsoever.
mhm.
And we haven't really seen him try with anyone else. And it's, yeah, I'm like, what is he doing there at this
Yeah.
point? There's lots of women, and I don't know if it's just that they're not feeling him or what it is, but yeah, he's not, I think out of everyone, even like Jeremiah was at least kissing and trying in this one, but
He was
Taylor is
trying.
like, he's there for Friendship Island, and that's about it. So,
Yeah, that's why I thought it was interesting. The speeches that they gave at the end was,
hmm
because I'm like, well, Taylor has also not explored any other connections unless, like, obviously they're speaking about Beldasha, which,
hmm
maybe there was more to that that we didn't see, or in the household knows that he tried to explore that. But, like, yeah, Taylor's in the same boat where it's like he hasn't explored any connections. He's barely exploring the one he has.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, so obviously the biggest part of the game was Huda once again, like
hmm
just all in Jeremiah's
crashed
face,
out.
like, why are you in the bush like that? And she's like, oh shit, like they're really kissing. Oh shit, they're really kissing. But you said you wouldn't care in the last challenge when Jeremiah just gave Olandria a peck on the lips. Oh, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if he did do it. And like, oh my God, like they're really kissing, like they're really kissing. And
Yeah,
like, I don't care, just to later sit him down and be like, oh, you really kissed her in the challenge? And he's like, girl, you kissed
yeah,
two men and you didn't hold back. Like,
hmm
you're just such a
yeah,
sourpuss. Like, you're such a, like, she's unbearable. Like, oh, I can't, this is
hmm
what you're not going to get tonight. Girl, I already got it. I already got
yeah,
it. I already got it. I already got it.
yeah. She was so mad that he did that, and she was like, I wanted to get my lick back. Like she wanted to kiss someone too, and she just always that's like very vindictive, I like that he stood his ground at least, and he was like, yeah, I was playing the game. Like I'm gonna play. I want everyone to know I'm here to play. I
Yeah,
was
but
gonna
you didn't
play.
have to kiss her. Like, you didn't, like, Taylor and Sierra went in there and they didn't kiss. So, like, why did you? I don't want to see you kissing another girl. Then maybe why don't you not like peek into the doorway, you fucking psycho? Like, why don't you stay back? If you were probably standing where you would stand, you
Mhm.
probably wouldn't have seen it, but you went out of your way to see it. And it's like,
Yeah.
you kissed
It's
Jalen and Pepe in the last challenge. So shut the up. Like,
yeah.
shut up. Like,
It's just like a view into Jeremiah's future. If you leave this island with Huda, she's going to be peeping in your window. She's going to be outside your doorway. She's going to be driving by your house, following you to the club in a disguise. Like,
1,000%.
this
So
is
for
your life.
him,
So,
and the crazy part is everybody else can see that, right? Like, was
Mhm.
it this episode where they were like, at this point, they're all blending together. Was it this episode where Nick was like, you don't think it's weird, like her reaction to like
Yeah.
you playing in the challenges, and like you don't think it's just like possessive, like in the
hmm
real world? Like, how is she going to be if you want to go out to the bar with your boys? Was that in this episode?
That was this episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
They finally had a little chat with him about like, you know, you're literally living on an island together, sleeping together every night, and she's acting this way. Like, what do you think your life is going to be like when you leave? And he was just like, oh, it's fine. Like, if we leave here together, then it's fine. But I don't think he's seeing the reality at all. And they all are trying to
Like,
get him to see
how are
it.
you acting like this on an island where I have my eyes on you 24/7?
Yeah.
She's gonna lose her if they make it to Casa. She's gonna lose her freaking mind if they make it to Casa, because that's gonna be the first time
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't have eyes on him.
Yeah.
How do you think she asked for your location, bruh? Like,
Yeah.
she asked for
Before
your
you're even
location,
home.
bruh, before you're even home, bruh. What
Hmm.
makes you think that you're just gonna go have a boys' night? Like, oh, I'm not the type of
Yeah.
guy that's not gonna go just because she said, yeah, we're not saying that you're not gonna go. What we're saying is she's gonna show up there. She's gonna follow
Yeah.
you there. She's going to call, like, and he said that, like, Nick said that, right? Like, she's gonna be calling your phone
Uh-huh.
every 5 seconds. Yeah. She's gonna be calling your phone every 5 seconds. Yeah. So the boys are definitely seeing it, you know, for
Hmm.
them to even ask a question like that. It's like they're seeing that she's possessive, because we have to remember that, like, they can't see the private conversations that we're seeing. So when
Hmm.
Olandria, I think at the end of the episode, we you know, hear for a preview tonight, her say like, America's seeing something that we're not seeing. And
Uh-huh.
it's true, right? Like, they don't see those private conversations. They don't see those one-on-ones. And I'm sure Huda, because she's a fake asshole, like, she's not being honest about what's happening in these conversations. Like, we heard her at the
Hmm.
water park be like, oh, he said that he's gonna move in after. It's like, that's not what he said. So who knows
Hmm.
what version of events she's feeding these girls? So it's like,
Yeah.
but the boys see it. Like, I think
Oh.
that was evident with the vote that we saw,
Uh-huh.
with how Ace and Nick voted. Austin's
Hmm.
good for nothing. He just loves wasting a vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, um,
Before we get to the vote, can I say one last thing about the
no,
game?
yeah, go ahead.
I
Yeah.
I freaking love Paige. I was so excited to see her there. Like I love her. I've been defending her against Craig this whole breakup.
Okay.
But
I don't know who.
the outfit was not a good Love Island USA outfit. Like it looked so hot. She was sweating. I looked uncomfortable. What did
Hmm.
you think? She looked amazing,
She
but I
looked
just was
amazing.
like,
I don't know
you
who
need
she
like a
is.
bikini.
I don't know
Oh
who it is.
yes.
So on the preview, I thought it was a bombshell, because I was
Oh.
like, oh, she's hot, like, you know.
Oh
But
no, yeah, she if she has Giggly Squad, a podcast with
oh, I heard of
Hannah. They
that.
were both on Summer House
Yeah,
together.
I
Yeah.
heard of that. Yeah.
And so she's really open about like having really bad anxiety and having to take like beta blockers to go out on stage. And so I can just imagine like being in Fiji in front of all those people, so hot, sweaty, like it just didn't look like a comfortable because people were saying she disappeared halfway through the game. I didn't notice, but did she?
I didn't notice. I guess I.
No, like I didn't find it weird, like, oh, where'd she go? Like I thought it was natural timing for her to leave, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I think if you're going on Love Island, you need a bikini, a little cover up, be comfortable because I
Yeah.
think it was like a suede hot dress, and I imagine those things record like a game probably takes like 3 hours or something, so
Yeah.
that would be a lot. But she looked amazing,
Was
so
there any other part of the game that stuck out to you?
I mean, it was a lot of ass in the faces, though. I'm like, this is graphic,
Yeah, what
and
a dumb, like, you didn't have to actually do that to cut the wood. You could have actually just rocked on it to get, like, you could have done
right?
anything, but okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was interesting. I mean, I think nothing too surprising. Huda crashed out and people kissed, but yeah, I was just like, let's. I mean, I already had watched the end, but I'm
Yeah.
glad I skipped ahead because it was hard to like get through it, knowing like, okay,
Yeah,
the excitement is at the
I
end.
watched the end, then watched the rest of the episode, and then watched the end again as if I didn't just see it. Like, I
Yeah, me too.
had to watch it again. I was like, what?
It was a lot. So, should we talk about the recoupling? Are
Yes.
we ready?
Hmm.
The
Yes.
epic recoupling. So, I mean, we're not surprised. We knew kind of what was going to happen, and it actually happened, which,
Yes, like, exactly
yeah.
how we voted is exactly, like, my votes is exactly how it played out on TV. I don't know how I feel about Jalen and Olandria after this episode. I thought it was weird that
Mhm.
he asked her for a kiss. I feel like those moments should just kind of happen naturally if the chemistry's there. I'm
Yeah.
glad Taylor didn't go home. I'm glad Taylor didn't go
Mhm.
home. I think maybe this will make him step his game up, but I also don't think he's into Alandria. I think he is, like you said, just kind of coasting, hoping that he makes it as long as he can because he's an OG and that
Mhm.
people like
See,
him. But
I kind of wanted him to go home out of
okay,
everyone.
of
I feel
all of
like
the
he's,
people, yeah,
yeah, I just feel like he's like tried the least. He's not really putting in any effort. He's had a few options, and I don't know. Out of everyone, I think he was the only one who didn't have a connection. So really, if they're not voting based on their friends, then it should have been him because Charlie and Hannah and Huda and Jeremiah, if they're only voting on the love, like he would have been the logical choice to me.
yeah,
But he's also like Huda's not been playing it properly either. So yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I was surprised, like the Hannah Charlie thing. They like made up a little bit before, and then all of a sudden they acted like they were in love in this like amazing couple. It was such whiplash of like
yeah.
her
Because
making
we
out with
heard her
Pepe.
say like, "Oh, I don't know why I've been kissing Pepe. Like, I'm not gonna do that anymore." And I'm like, isn't that something that you should have shared with the group? I really think they weren't expecting the vote. They thought
Mm.
we're all the girls are going to get to pick, you know? And I'm thinking
Yeah.
to myself, who do you think Hannah would have picked between Pepe and Charlie if the girls got to pick?
Well, based on her reaction to the vote, I would say Charlie now. But
Mhm.
again, it was just literally right before the vote that they like decided they like each other, sort of. Like
Mhm.
it was very last minute. So yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
didn't know what
Hannah, you should
happened
have
that
been
made her
freaking
turn
on
away from.
Pepe and we wouldn't have
Uh-huh.
voted you to couple with him.
Yeah.
But also you
Yeah.
could have made it clear to your friends that like you value your because that's what we heard her say like basically values her connection with Charlie more, that Pepe
Hmm.
it's just kind of physical, and with Charlie she has both the physical and the romantic side, but apparently
Yeah.
Charlie is allegedly got the same political views as Austin and
Isn't
yeah,
he like British?
that's what I said. Like when I said,
Okay.
"He's not even from here. The fuck you get to? You don't even get a vote." Like I don't know, but apparently Charlie's like a Zionist and a
Well,
Trumpy.
how can you be
Oh,
like
you're not
how
even
do
from
people
here.
know that? Like where are
That's
they
just the word on
from,
the
like
street.
his posts
That's
or
what the Hannah's sister actually posted a
oh.
TikTok, and she was like, you know, basically explaining how she felt for her sister, and she was crying, and you know, and then she's like, well, you know, I don't feel that bad because he's Trumpy and my sister doesn't know that, and she's like
Oh,
letting
so
everyone know that her sister is not MAGA. Like she was like, you know, I want to make it clear that you know she's not MAGA. So I don't know. Again,
hmm.
I just I don't know. The vote was really weird to me. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that Austin picked Taylor because if he didn't, it would have been a tie vote.
Yeah, that was very weird. Although
What happens
I
in a
agree with
tie?
that.
You know
Hmm.
what
Were
happens?
you shocked that I mean, first of all, when they said that Jeremiah was coupling up with Iris and Ace and the men were like I mean all of them were laughing basically, which
Mhm.
I think is so telling because you know we saw last season when Andrea got voted off, everyone acted like they were like shot. They were crying, they were rolling on the floor screaming, everyone was crying. But this one, they were like laughing their asses off like they were I think they were like, damn, we've been thinking this the whole time and America agrees with us. Like it's so many things for them to process. But
Yeah,
they were not sad at first. They were laughing. So
yeah, they were. It was like I think it was a shock. Everyone's face was literally like, you know, and then her face was probably the most like, what? What the fuck? Like she just couldn't process it. And then for her to
mhm.
say that the reason she thinks that America voted this way was because, oh, it must be because Iris said that she was interested in Jeremiah. Like it's still not clicking. Like there's something they
Mhm.
don't like. There's something that they're seeing that like they don't fuck with. Like, why would they rip me out of my couple? Is it because we're not exploring? They want to see him talk to other people? Is it like I think it was a clear
Yeah.
indication that we don't like you guys together. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like Jeremiah looked sad, but he did look devastated.
No, his first thing was like, I'm gonna miss sleeping with you. Like he wasn't even
I
like,
missed
we'll
that
figure it out.
bang.
Yeah, if Huda doesn't get that is like if America loves you as a couple together, they don't care who comes in and says I like this guy. They would not care at all. They're going to
Yeah.
keep you together. So,
Yeah.
and I've seen a few people comment like, "Well, why is everyone not like Huda and Jeremiah? Where was that energy for Kaylor and Aaron last season?" But they didn't have all this drama until Casa Amor. Like they were just a happy, loving couple, and
But
yeah,
they
they got
also
closed off, but
explored. They also
yeah.
explored. Remember when Connor came in, Kaylor had
Hmm.
conversations with him. She even kissed him, and Aaron got all pissed about it. And I think that's what people are missing because I seen the same comments about Serena and Cordell. I said, "Oh, well, you must not have even watched last season because Serena friend zoned Cordell halfway through the damn season. She wasn't even
Yeah.
romantically interested in him. So what the hell are you talking about?" You know what I mean? So they
Yeah,
did
there was.
explore at the very least.
Hmm.
I think Aaron didn't explore later until Casa, and
Hmm.
Kaylor explored early on with Connor. But Huda and Jeremiah have literally not even talked to a single person.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah. And there's been so much else, like, getting mad over the pancakes and just the
the
constant little,
possessiveness and acting like
yeah.
you guys are together and acting like you're married and acting like you guys are saying you're not closed off for the sake. It just seems fake. To Ace's point, it
Hmm.
just seems fake. It seems calculated. From the
Hmm.
beginning, I thought that it was Jeremiah's game plan to just couple up with one girl and like ride off into the sunset. This should be a big indicator to him that he's not going to win with Huda. So you could go
No,
back to her if you want, but you're not going to win. And I think that's
no.
what America's trying to tell you. You have a
Hmm.
shot at winning, Jeremiah, if you couple with somebody else and you build a connection or at least like fake it at this point with somebody else and maybe we'll
Hmm.
buy it, but it's not going to happen with Huda. But I expected her to crash out more. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna run off the dock and dive into the ocean. Like
I think
it
she
wasn't
will. And
dramatic enough for me.
yeah, I think she was so shocked. And then I think like the other people voting for her, I think it was just so much to process. Like realizing America doesn't like you, these people here don't like you. Like I think it was just too much to process. Whereas if it had been like one person's decision there, like stole Jeremiah from her, I think her crash out would have been huge. But I think she just didn't even know where to start because it was so much like realizing of things where she didn't really have time to be like who to be mad at. Really, you can be mad at America, like everybody in America. Someone has to be
Who
right
voted
here.
for this girl? I think
Everybody.
57% of
Hmm.
the votes were for Jeremiah, something like crazy high. And I'm sorry, she just in there with him, them lip and them eyelashes. Like I was like, you can't even like see her eyes or how sad she really is because them eyelashes are just taking over her face. Like
I
it
know.
was just, it was everything. I couldn't stop laughing. I felt like such a bitch, but it's just like
I
I
know. I was
couldn't stop
feeling
laughing.
like what was with Amaya's reaction?
Girl, oh my god, girl. I
I
was
was like,
like,
you
like my Ace is me. Like I feel like I
yeah.
am in the villa with Ace because I was definitely like, why are you doing all that? You did all that just to vote
Hmm.
Charlie anyway. I
That
don't
was
want
crazy.
to. We don't want to, but we don't want to do it. Like, okay, but you have to.
Yeah.
So calm the fuck
Well, I was
down.
like, why doesn't
Go.
she volunteer to go if she cares that much? Like, you don't even have a connection in here. Like, you've been fighting with everyone. Like, if you are that sad, I would be like, I'll go. That's fine.
Seriously, that would have
Yeah.
been the commendable thing to do. And she's lucky that we voted Iris with Jeremiah because if we voted Iris with Ace, she would have been up there. And I believe everyone would have voted her for the simple fact that she does not have a connection. I
Yeah.
do notice that the girls typically tend to vote for the guys and the guys tend to vote for the girls. So
Hmm.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, Amaya, you had one job. You should have voted Huda. I want Huda to stay. Like, I
Yeah.
want her to stay for now. I need to see the crash out. Like this tonight's
Yeah.
episode is going to be epic. We're going to see the aftermath of the vote, and I'm here for it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So do you think, or are they allowed to go sleep elsewhere together or by themselves? Because I feel like
I think they're allowed. I feel like I remember last season, didn't someone, either Kayla and Aaron or Serena and Cordell, somebody went to Soul Ties when they wanted to be together. So I think they're allowed,
mm,
but
I
I
thought they're
don't.
like allowed to go by themselves because they don't want to share a bed with their partner. But I didn't know that if you're allowed to go share a bed with somebody. elsewhere.
Yeah, I think you are, but we'll find out tonight because I'm sure if they are allowed, they will. I
Because
think,
Ace has been in Soul Ties, so and he's still partnered with Amaya, so I'm assuming.
well, no one wants to sleep with Ace though in
Yeah,
Soul
so that's
Ties.
what I'm saying. So
Oh, we forgot that part. The
what?
Ace and Shelly of it all. Like, I'm so glad she's seeing through his BS because he's annoying me. I'm over him. I would have liked to see him go too. Because, I mean, he is playing it well, like exploring everybody, but he's been taking his time with Shelly and she's finally like falling for him a little. And now he was like, I'm going to explore Iris, who I don't even think there's a genuine
There's
connection
not
there.
a genuine connection there. First of all, I think Austin is not confident enough for Shelly, and
Hmm.
she doesn't like that. I also think that Shelly is playing it safe too, though. She's not really putting her all into Ace or Austin. She's just
Yeah.
kind of there and existing and waiting for them to come to her. She's not leaning into a connection either
Hmm.
which way. So it's
True.
like in one breath, like you can be annoyed that Ace is exploring with Iris because that's annoying, but you are also doing the same thing with Ace and Austin. You're
Yeah.
not leaning into one connection either which way, but he is
Hmm.
doing a little too much with exploring every single fucking person that comes in the villa. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
know,
feel like Shelly and Ace are literally just playing chicken with each other. Like one of them has to put it out there. Just be like, I would want to couple with you. Neither of them wants to be the one to say that they decided first,
but
They both want to be
it's like at the
pursued.
end of the day, when Shelley originally chose her couple, she chose Ace.
Yeah.
So, and the only reason that didn't work out was because a dumbass Ulisa stole Ace and ended up with Austin. But
Yeah.
like to me, I'm like, she already chose you. She already put it out there that she wanted you. Now, and
Yeah.
Ace is gonna get on. I don't blame Ace because it's like he's trying to create a safety net for himself as well. Because there is
Hmm.
that possibility that Shelly could choose Austin and then Ace has fucked himself. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I know we're
True.
annoyed with Ace because I'm annoyed with Ace. I'm like, bitch, just put all your eggs in Shelly's basket. But he has to
Hmm.
consider like, if I put all my eggs in Shelly's basket and then she chooses freaking Austin, he's out of here. So he's trying.
Yeah.
Iris is an insurance plan for him,
Yeah.
because Amaya didn't go according to plan. Amaya ain't gonna choose him. They all know the
Hmm.
girls are gonna get to choose next. It's an
Yeah.
insurance plan.
Yeah, an insurance plan just to stay longer though, obviously. Like there's not a real if he had a real connection and like really wanted to be with Shelly, he wouldn't risk that, but it's more about just staying longer for a lot of them, not just Ace, I think. They're
Yep.
all just playing it like how can I make it the next vote versus who do I really like. So, and then on the other end we have Huda and Jeremiah just obsessed and crazy. So it's like we need a little middle ground with just like a couple that likes each other, they want to close off, but they're not
Sierra and
doing all
Nick.
that. Yeah, they're getting there.
Well, they're only getting there because we don't have nobody else.
Yeah, I know, right? I think Casa Amor is going to be a shit show. So all these people
Everybody's coming
don't.
back with somebody else. Like
Yeah,
everybody's coming back with him. There's
nobody
no
cares about
solid
these.
connections. I think yes, I think like the contestants are too worried about playing the game instead of
Hmm.
like finding like connections because Nick and
Yeah.
Iris just fell off. They're not
Hmm.
even like even though they were having good chats, like we're not even seeing that anymore unless, we're
Hmm.
going to see more of it tonight. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's a wild ride. I cannot the aftermath of last night's episode we will see tonight, which I'm very
Yeah.
very excited about. I'm like checking my phone every 5 seconds, like for that first look.
I know, right? It should be out soon because
I think it's an
I.
hour. I think it comes out at 12. So I don't
Oh,
know.
perfect.
What do you think? Did we save Jeremiah or he doesn't want to be saved?
After watching this episode, I kind of feel like he doesn't want to be saved, and that's why I feel frustrated that they didn't show us a little more of his egging her on a bit because yeah, I definitely felt like he was over it the last few episodes, and then this episode I felt like he is
Into
toxic
it.
just
He's
like her.
into it.
So
Yeah.
I think he's been given it out, right? And we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah, I think Huda is coming for Nick and Ace. I just know tonight we're gonna. I
yeah.
just know tonight we're gonna hear, Nick, how could you? Like I told you about my daughter. Like I confided in you about my
Hmm.
daughter, and then you vote me. What the does this have to do like with
Hmm.
you telling me about your daughter? I just know we're gonna hear it like the whole night. I can't. Like I told him about my daughter, and he does this to me. Like One doesn't have anything to do with the other. Like, you can
Yeah.
confide in me about your daughter, and I could still think that you're playing it safe. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hopefully this should only be a big wake up call for her, and it's not too late to fix it, right? So if she just keeps crashing out, then that's
I
just
think
is
she's
what
gonna
it
keep
is.
crashing out, Ashley, because
Hmm.
she lacks awareness. Like, she didn't even for a second think to herself, like, dang, this is because of me and my actions and my behaviors. Like, it was instantly Iris's fault. Now, Alandria is the
Yeah,
voice of reason. So hopefully Alandria is able to say, well, clearly America's seeing something that they don't like, so let's reflect. But it
yeah.
looked like when Alandria was saying that, she wasn't saying it to Huda. Like,
No, and I hope we don't see her to come for Iris and call her a bitch or whatever she's been
you
doing
notice
because it's not her
you
fault.
notice she didn't call fucking Alandria no bitch. You notice that she didn't go to Alandria about kissing Jeremiah in the challenge because she knows that Alandria would have been like, "Girl, what?" Like,
Yeah.
like you know who you can play that game with, and
Hmm.
Huda, like, and that's what I'm saying. Nobody's checking Huda, so that's why she's just walking around the villa untouched, untouched. And Ace's face when she was like, "We're the strongest in the villa," like it literally Ace
Yeah,
is all of us. So as a messy as he is, like we need Ace.
we do.
He's the voice of the people.
Yes, he
Except for when it
was.
comes to Shelly, like he just can't get that right. But
I
as
know.
far as mess, yeah,
He's
Ace has
good for
got
that.
it.
Mhm.
So we will see what happens on tonight's episode.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see it. So
Me
we will
too.
see you guys then.
We'll be back with more mess. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.